Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the final match of the first week, Season 25. So far, we are 2-0, hoping to go 3-0. My opponent last round was a fellow One Galactic Legend player who had a really good mods. He's a player I was worried about because if you're in Kyber 2 with 1 GL, you know what you're doing. But he decided to call it quits after seeing that he didn't have much of a chance against my defense. He had a fairly shallow roster. It was really his mod game that was very strong. And he had a lot of high relics. So he one-shot everything down below. I'm not even going to click. Actually, I'm not going to click on any of these because he didn't attack the back wall, didn't attack the front wall. There's nothing to really extract from that. We don't need to waste time there. My opponent today... really nice roster, really nice mods. He's the other opponent I was worried about in this pool of players. He is in Juice Box Heroes, which was my old guild. They are a very good guild that does a very good job recruiting, so I know that this player is going to give me some trouble. He's got 3 Galactic Legends. When we look at the hotbot here, let me pull this up. So with the hotbot, see his lifetime banners are lower, but I think what we're seeing here is this player tends to care more about territory wars than he does about Grand Arena, and that's reflected in his Omicrons. He only had 1 at the time of sign up. 3 of these have been since, but he has multiple territory war Omicrons. One of his Grand Arena Omicrons is the Rose Tico Omicron, but I think that's one that he applied later. His Zetas are reasonable for having 3 Galactic Legends. Relics are slightly above average for what I'm usually getting matched up against. I'm usually seeing like low 90s relics in Kyber 2. 6-stop mods, 100 more than me, or 99 more than me. But he is not beating me in the speed, so that's telling me he's not being as judicious on what he is turning into a 6-stop mod. That could be good or bad. He's not that far behind me in speeds, so he still has a really good speeds set, even though overall he has been less careful with what he's been turning into 6-stop mods. Not in a way that I think is going to prove hurtful to his roster. With his relics, what we're looking at is pretty good distribution of tier 5, tier 7, and lower tier relics. His speeds here are good. He's got JML, Ray, and SLKR, which is the one thing where I feel like we've got a shot. Because of that distribution, there might be a way through. If he was like a JML, JMK, SLKR kind of player, that would be a lot more difficult because I wouldn't be able to get... No, I could have saved Padme in that scenario. There might be a way through here. His Grand Arena history shows that he usually sets down 2 Galactic Legends and keeps 1 for offense. That's not the case here. With his speeds, he's a little slow on his Anakin, but is otherwise everyone else is pretty good. Because Padme is slightly better than mine. She could be faster, but that's decent. And then the rest of these speeds get a little weaker. What I'm seeing in his roster is that his good characters have good speed. The rest of the roster is a little weaker. You can see that here with his Piet. Like, that's a massively slow Piet. You want a fast Piet. His Moff Gideon is very slow. He doesn't have the Bad Batch. No Maul. So this is a player who probably is good but not crazy obsessive because he doesn't have a lot of this conquest stuff. Probably a little slower on it, not getting the final crate. Has the Executor. Let's break down this defense. I actually changed things up. Looking at his Grand Arena history and looking at the teams that he had available, I felt like I didn't need to keep Iden Verso. So we do not have Iden Verso for the first time on offense. I have been using her that way. And so that caused a little bit of reshuffling with my defensive strategy. Moved Padme up front, which means she's going to be a lot easier to take down. She's harder to deal with when she's a surprise. There's no surprise here. But he is limited by only having Darth Revan. He might have gas. I'm not sure if he has gas available. I'll have to pay more attention to that when we look at his team. He probably has gas. So Darth Revan, gas, CLS, and then he's going to get shallow pretty quick. So he probably is going to have to use some of his better teams to get through this front wall. And then on the back wall, I threw down Iden Verso because what I saw in his Grand Arena history was consistently having problems beating Iden Verso. And that's something I'm looking to exploit. So this is the back wall. Kept Qui-Gon. I almost kept Yoda, and I think I should have, but I wasn't expecting him to set down 3 Galactic Legends. So we've got Iden here and Grievous. The top front wall is the same as my standard. Depending on his depth, he probably will get through it, and I think we might be able to trip him up with fleets, but he also will have the counter there. He does set the Executor on defense. So that is what we are looking at. The other reason why I kept set Iden Verso on defense was he puts a dash with his Mon Mothma team, which I don't think is really doing anything. So I felt a little bit more comfortable, like we can use something else. So there's his Mon Mothma. That's a weak version. There's only 2 Rebel fighters here. Like Captain Han adds a revive and a non-attacking ability, but it doesn't really matter because he's basically neutered this Mon Mothma team. Like I might even be able to use Jawas here. Probably not. We have options, is the point. This Finn team, you still have to reflect Finn, but it's not like the best version. Like it would be better with resistant troopers. Even that Rose, like have a little bit more exposed synergy. Then Grievous here is pretty weak. Geos we need to respect, since they're fully relicked, and I'm not going to use my Traya there. We'll probably just resort to troopers. Down below, there's a way forward, but this is going to be tough. So, gas against the resistance heroes doesn't work as well. We might still try it anyway, or maybe we'll try it as a cleanup. We've got the SLKR, which we can use a JKR, JKL counter. But that scenario is that I have not been able to one-shot it with where my mods are at. So we're going to need to clean up in order to handle that. And depending on how it goes, we might need a better one than not. Up here, when you don't put JML as the lead, it is way easier. Usually it's a Bastila lead, and with that I would CLS it. We might still be able to CLS it, but I don't know how that's exactly going to go. But I think I might chance it and look at cleaning it up. But the problem there is CLS is a very good cleanup. So things might be difficult. We are going to be put into some difficult choices, and we're not really going to understand what they are until we do it. But I think we'll start with Padme. What I've been doing with Padme lately is Empire. I've been very consistent with it. The only real risk is a timeout. But the Empire will go first. I am basically 100% on it, except for one timeout I had where I didn't take GK out and I needed to clean up GK. But since then, I've talked a little bit less while doing this to make sure I don't time out. So we do the Force Crush, jump into the Merciless Massacre, and we're going to get a guaranteed ability block on all the Jedi. And then hopefully we get ability blocks like on Padme. Perfect. Because now she can't cleanse anything. We'll throw some more debuffs on the field, and then I want the turn meter. I'm going to actually chuck this at... And then we will swap, throw down some stuns. We get everything, throw out the staggers. And now we'll dispel on GK. And then the important part here is when Mara Jade goes, hit GK because the protection up is going to happen. But everyone else isn't going to be calling assist, so that's not going to be a problem. And with the Omega on basic, we can stun anyone with ability block. I'm going to take advantage of that. Pull some turn meter. We will shock Ahsoka here. Hopefully we can stun her now. Perfect. I'm going to throw a shock over there. Everyone has shock now. This should take out Anakin. Perfect. Again, whenever Mara Jade goes, target GK. Let's take a little more health. Throw stuns. And don't throw the saber early, is what I've learned. That's how I timed out before. Just be patient with it. And you see as these turns are being taken, like right here, we'll chuck this at Ahsoka, take her out, get a little bit more turn meter, throw an ability block on GK, and we'll stun him. I just want to stack as many of these dots we can. Anytime anyone takes a turn, the dots are going to do an extreme amount of damage. Paying attention to the turn meter, see if I want to chuck the saber for turn meter purposes. But right now, like as they take these turns, they're going to get some extreme damage. I think I'll throw Fracture. There's no point to really doing it. Just getting rid of that protection up so we can land debuffs again and stack enough debuffs so we can chuck the saber. Alright. Yeah, that's my go-to counter for Padme these days. It takes some good characters, but I think that's a fair trade-off. Empire for Padme. I think I'll do that every time. Now the tough stuff. I think we are going to start with SLKR, because that is the one where I think we're not compromising as many other counters by doing. So it's JKR, JKL, Old Ben, Hermit Yoda, and Bastila. Let's jump in here. This is, for weeks now, this is one where I just don't have the speeds where they need to be in order for this to be more reliable. So I usually get it down to SLKR, sometimes it's 2. And this guy has good mods, so I'm expecting it to be similar results. So we're going to swap to JKL and go with the stun. I want everyone to have foresight. Now we will mark Hux. And that's why we do the foresight. Now this moment has some RNG. I'm going to target somebody with turn meter. Okay, nothing happens. Now we will target... We're going to take out... I'm actually worried about this. Because we're going to do it. It's probably a mistake. Okay, that was okay-ish. Not great. I don't have Master's Training out yet. I don't... I guess we will do this. That's what I was worried about. Yeah. This is how it usually goes for me. Hopefully we can do a little bit of damage. But as these stacks go up, it's just the chance of this working out is not going to occur. Am I going to get... Fine. Yeah. And now it's over. I need better mods. That's about what I was expecting. Now the other thing here, so I could attempt gas up against Ray, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go poorly. And I think I would rather use it as a cleanup. And I think what I want to do, and maybe this is a bad idea, but I can't perceive why I would think it's a bad idea, which is why I think I'm going to do it, is CLS here. Because CLS would easily beat this if, maybe not easy, but it would at least take out most of it. Would take out most of it if this was Bastila lead. I've gone up against versions with Jedi Knight Revan on the bench, not in the lead. This I feel like should be easier than the Bastila version. Because the Bastila version, you're slowed down by the extra protection and it takes a little bit longer. We got to deal with the sacrifice, but there's no taunt, so we should be able to go after Yoda fairly early. And if this fails, we're going to have an easier cleanup with Watt being off the field. But it does eat up one of our cleanups for SLKR. So it means like my Maul has to go up against SLKR, which means we're limited on cleanups for other teams. But if it works, we have an easy JML counter against Rey. I mean, not easy, but easier. So this will take care of Watt or most of Watt. Going after Yoda, because Yoda should be the easiest one to trigger the revive with. Okay, there's the revive. Hopefully we can just take... Okay, Yoda's down. I think we're going to focus on Revan just because Revan will be easier to take out. But he's doing some serious damage on me. This is it's really tough Revan. And I want to get rid of Revan for the cleanup. Because we're definitely needing a cleanup. Okay. Now, the problem is we need a really good cleanup. How do we go about it? I really... I think I want to... 262 is pretty slow. I think we can just JML this thing, but let me see what we have. So we're looking at a team. It's not a good JML team. See, that's really bad. This is what I don't like about it. We don't have enough cleanups. Because we're going to have to use Maul against SLKR, and we'll have to take Gas up against JML. So we need to beat Rey, and this team isn't going to beat Rey. Unless I can find something else to take out JML. Because, like, I know Mon Mothma would beat a solo JML. He's not going to get the ultimate off. You think. Alright, we're going to go in with this. No, you know what? Let's not... Lester's just going to die. Let's do Barriss. She can at least take a hit. The reason I'm going about it this way is I know Gas will be able to clean it up. But if I throw in gas first, there's a good chance that gas will lose. So I wanna... Maybe the Omicron was applied before. I don't think it was. But it must have been. Okay. So there's the Rose Omicron too. Which is going to make all of this harder. What does this do again? Extra offense for each exposed enemy. And I have no tenacity to be given by these characters. Oh, these guys are so worthless. Mace is so worthless. My mace is also super slow. He might not be worth having here. I don't think he is. I think I'm going to put in Plo, because Plo will at least give turn meter. I talked about this in the last video. There's certain characters I've put slow mods on as just a store in the event that CG releases other characters like Jedi Knight Luke or Droideka that benefit from being slow. I don't want to just have fast mods and then when a new character gets released, then worry about finding good slow mods. Mace was one of those places where I had been doing that. Let's work on getting... He's got ability block. Let's do this. Yeah, we're gonna give everybody turn meter. Got 2 of them into the damage immunity. Hopefully this will take out Rose. Perfect. Now we'll hit Holdo. If I had like a good JML team, I would be just targeting Rey and try and take out Rey first and then clean everybody up, but that is not what we have here. Like what I want is a team I think can clean up. Let's get a little bit of protection on Barris. Does everyone already has defense up, right? No. I think Barris is going to die, so I'm going to do this to get defense up. Maybe we take a little bit more, take a hit a little better. Turn meter. Oh, maybe we bring Barris back. Yeah, let's bring Barris back. All right. Okay, there's that problem. Let's just do this. We're running low on time. Yeah, it's kind of what I was expecting. Now, we're gonna have to get lucky. Because this is what we're doing. This isn't the part where we need to be lucky. This is gonna work. Well, we'll eat up this team here. We'll eat up Maul up against SLKR, and then JML. I think we'll go take out the top territory, and then we'll just use everything we've got left. Now, what's nice is she took herself in a damage immunity. I needed to be targeting the other guy. Okay, there's damage immunity there. We kneel. Turn meter. Fine. Take this big hit. We got aerial advantage next turn. Hopefully we get the timing we need. Come on. That's not good. That's bad. Stand up. Come on. All right. Now, JML cleanup. How am I going to do this? I'm being slow because I'm thinking, do I want to use, I think this is what I want to do. We're just going to do it. JML is easier to, maybe I'm wrong about this. It just, based on the testing I've done, I feel like he's easier to clean up. I want these guys to be guaranteed to be out. Because I've tried to do a number of solos with my JML, and he's failed a few of them. And SLKR is a character that can solo. Ray can, with the damage immunity, and the whirlwind is a huge threat. Problem is we have a Jedi Knight Luke still standing. And it is a Relic 8 JML. Let's head up top, clear out the teams that we can, and then from there we will think through if we have a way to handle what's left. So if we would have set down 2 Galactic Legends, we'd win this thing. Hold up a second. I'm pausing for a moment because I feel like Night Sisters might be able to clean up JML. So let's not do that. Let's do other stuff that we know we're not gonna use there. Like this is just gonna be Traya. We're not using Traya to clean up JML. Yeah. So we're not going to use Traya. Troopers and Bad Batch then are going to have to be. Bad Batch will have to go to Grievous. Troopers is what I was planning on using up against those Geos, which I think we still have to do. Because I don't trust my Traya up against the Geos. Not that I have any choice, but that's why we're using them here. I guess that Daze is to prevent certain counters, but is it really worth it? I could have used Geos here. The Days would have been annoying up against the Geos, but we would have been able to get through it. This team is so weak. We're hitting Wedge because he's got the pain, and that'll give us protection back. There's no incentive. Here, we'll do this. I was in no rush to take back Dash because nobody can bring back Dash. Like, I guess Han can technically bring back Dash, right? Yeah. Not that it matters. Now we'll take out what we're just gonna do Han last because Han has the longest cooldown for that revive. Biggs can't be brought back. Mon Mothma can only bring back rebel fighters. Come on. There we go. I think we're going to keep Night Sisters. Which means Bad Batch, which was what I was going to use up against Finn, is not what I'm going to do. We can find something else up for Finn. And this is a weak enough Grievous team where I think the Bad Batch have a shot. I want this win. We gotta find our way through that JML. This guy doesn't full clear. Like, looking through his history, he was always getting stuck or at least stopping, and his wins were inconsistent. If we get through that JML, this is a win. Yeah, let's go for the stun. Alright, I'm gonna mark Grievous with this thing. It's what I've usually always want to do, but I never get to do. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, I'm kind of okay with that. I'm going to heal up Echo. I don't want to take anyone really out yet. I'm going to switch with Omega because I want to heal. Perfect. And we'll heal again. Stun doesn't matter, he's just going to dispel. Get the buffs. There we go. Love the Bad Batch so much. And that was like a pretty solid Grievous team to go up against. The relics were a little low. Plan here is troopers. I'm going to stick with the plan here. Because I don't think my troopers are going to handle that JML. They're too, at this relic level, they are too vulnerable to an efflux. But I know they theoretically can do it. Maybe we just hold, maybe we just wait. Or maybe we attempt a Jawas Bomb. Now this Finn team is interesting. I was just going to Bad Batch them, but I'm wondering... We can Geos this. Maybe we just Geos it and be safe. I think we attempt Night Sisters up against JML now, see where we're at. See, if JML was in the leader slot, I don't think we get through this. But JML is much weaker outside of the leadership. The presence of Jedi Knight Luke worries me a little bit. Without him here, I think this is a win. But there's going to be an RNG component of just like a mass stun and an efflux. If the timing of that goes wrong, we could lose JML. And we can't really stun either of them to get any control going. We basically just have to survive and keep going until there's enough deaths where we get the stacking health and damage that we need. There's the 2 freebies. Alright, we're gonna... Now we're just driving it. Another efflux is coming pretty soon, so we need to make sure we have enough to survive it. I'm going to bring them back now, because I want that health. Alright, now we bring him back. Come on. See, that's what I was worried about. Now we got an ability block. Let me... Oh, come on. I should have brought them back earlier. Now it's over. Yeah. We might not get through this. Maybe we try troopers anyway? I just know I need relic troopers to do it. But I think we just have to try it. We don't really have another choice. Problem is we're gonna have to Jawa Bomb those. Let's Jawa Bomb first. I should have brought back the Night Sisters sooner. Instead of trying to keep pushing it. As soon as Ventress went down, I should have brought her back. I think I could have won that. At least get it to a timeout where JKL is taken out. Now, I am fairly certain these relics are beyond what my Jawas can handle. But let's find out. We have to use troopers here. If the Jawas don't work, we have to use troopers. I don't think there's another team I have that can beat them. And they targeted the wrong Jawa. So it's already over. It doesn't matter. They took out the wrong Jawa first. That's too bad. I think we actually win that if the right Jawa is targeted. Actually, but with two of them taken out. Problem is I just don't have anything left other than troopers that can go up against these guys. None of these other guys can take him out. Alright. The dream is dead then. I'm just... What kind of empire do I have? No. I was thinking about what happens if I pull Piet out and pair him with stormtroopers or anything else I could build, but not really. I don't think we're going to win this. I needed those Night Sisters to work. Alright. What was I gonna do with Finn? Oh, I was thinking Geos, or I could try something with Nest. My only concern is the exposes and some bad RNG could take out Nest. Let's just do Geos. You guys better not. Really? I'm gonna have to... It's over. Alright, I'm quitting. I'm just throwing in some nonsense that this should correct any risk with Nest alone. Poke and taunt, so I'm going to hit him with the armor shred. Leave Wampa alone. Leave Wampa alone. His Rose should be on this team. I'm really never going to be able to use my armor. Come on, armor. So irritating. Well, I guess we do get to see what a solo Nest would have done up against this team. Like, I didn't think she could do it. And that's what I thought. I thought, though, with armor, we would be able to throw a Beskar down, which would have counteracted that. I can't believe this is the team that's going to give us trouble. I don't have a lot left. I guess maybe NUTE would have been a better choice for Wampa. What if we did... bounty hunters like this. If we get a turn. With the preloaded turn meter, this could easily turn into all these Gear 11 guys being wiped out. That AoE ability block is just killing me. Alright, Finn lead Zeta. I need to get through this. I do not have a lot left. And now this preloaded turn meter is going to be causing some real problems. If I had somebody like Hux where I could shut down that turn meter gain, that would be really nice. But I don't have that. Don't have much. I don't like it. I should have quit and not put myself in this position with the preloaded TM. Can you stun people? Thank you. Perfect. Okay. What I've been realizing a lot lately is I always need to try NUTE sooner, but I always forget that I haven't. I'm not targeting Han and Chewie because they have synergy where I know they are going to... They're going to trigger each other's damage and cause problems for me. But you know what? Let's stun. Maybe we can stun? Let's just control the field. Yeah, let's control the field, prevent all that damage. Yeah, alright. Should have done that sooner. And with Wampa. I think we're going to do that Wampa Omicron. Did that just change? Is he attacking? Yeah, he's attacking. So Gas, CLS, Darth Revan. He should get through most. He's got Palpatine. He's got Vader. He's got stuff. He's gonna win. I needed to beat JML. And we got nothing left. We'll do fleets, and then I'll throw in some bodies. We'll throw in Akbar for fun. We'll see what happens. If only would have set down 2 Galactic Legends. But if I would have had JMK unlocked like I was planning to by this point, I would have had JMK. And then we would have had a way through. But next week, we will have JMK. I'm almost done with the tickets. Alright. Foresights. Get that turn meter gain. Fine. He did his job. Keep targeting the Houndstooth. Now we can throw some buzz droids over on the crest. Use a basic and get those assists. It's fine. We get turn meter on the capital ship. Bring in the spy. Here is the moment of RNG. Perfect. That's the one I want. How good is his GK? I forget. Alright, there goes the crest. It's fine. Basic, because it'll just cleanse the droids once it takes its turn. Bring out the Hawk. This is what I didn't do last time because I accidentally set it on defense. But this is important. Gets rid of the target lock. Throw down some buzz droids. Sure, we'll throw a buff immunity. Yeah, I'm gonna basic. Do we want to save that? I'm gonna save it. Because we're gonna lose somebody soon and we'll be able to bring those droids back. No, 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 no. This is scary and bad. Very scary and bad. Let me take my turn. Let me take my turn. Okay. He doesn't have the Ebon. I love seeing the Ebon Hawk come out because it means he's going to struggle on his counter. There goes my ship, but this is why I brought out the extra separatist ship and not the vulture droid. Just wanted to make sure that I would stay alive. Alright. Let's see where he's at. Alright, he's taken down one of them. That's probably a one-shot. 2 shots on Qui-Gon. That's good. That eats up a team. Really, I need him to run out of teams. And I wish I wouldn't have... I needed to one-shot this cleanly, this front wall here. Taking 4 shots up against Finn was a mistake. And I shouldn't have tried to Jawa bomb those Geos. I should have just done the troopers. Because even if he clears the back wall, he's probably going to be more efficient on banners. Yeah, he had already taken out Qui-Gon. That's just a cleanup. Now, I want Iden to do some work here. Because that's the whole reason she's on defense. How do I want to do this? I guess let's do Rebels first because my Empire doesn't have the TIE Fighter. And the Empire fleet is much worse without the TIE Fighter. I'm bringing in a whole fleet. I normally don't do this. It never even really comes up where you need all the ships. But I think I want the flexibility of the option in case this goes poorly. He at least doesn't have JMK, so I know the Kenobi's not Relic 8. I forget what he was, but it may have been Relic 7. Well, we're going to have to take multiple fleets to clear this thing. We might even get to use the Radis and see Rose Tico's MG100. I don't know if this is the right call, but I'm doing this. That buff immunity is going to be annoying. This is terrible for me. No, we're not doing that. Because Clone Sergeant's out there, calling in casting's not going to do anything. We're going to call in Biggs, because at least he's a tank. Oh, come on. Let me please take out at least the Y-Wing. No! Question is, do I think I can take out Sergeant if I call in Cass in here? And I think maybe. It's a risky, dumb call. I'd probably be better just forfeiting. Because I'm only going to get maybe 2-3 shots on it. I think it survives. And if it survives, everyone's going to have turn meter and full health. We're just going to get out of here. I should have saved that for a cleanup. See, I don't like this, though. We're going to have to do... I've tried TIE Reaper, and I don't feel like it does anything on this front line. Gauntlet is too powerful. What if we do this? Bring in some Sith ships. 2 tanks on the front line. This is why I've been toying with the idea to just keep the Executor for offense. Because you need to have you need to be able to one-shot these fleets. Alright, I'm gonna hit... Alright. Come on! No. I might not be able to get through this thing. We're at least going to test out the MG100. I think I'm stuck. Yeah, the rest can go to the finalizer. If by some miracle this works. It's just, these are our Gear 11 pilots. They're just not gonna survive against a full-powered fleet like. I wonder, you know what I think I did wrong? I think I needed to use the Malevolence up against the Negotiator. We may have been able to pick apart the Executor. I think that may have been what we needed to do. Yeah, none of this matters. That doesn't matter. We needed those ships to survive longer to get to the cooldowns. And without those ships having survived, all this is moot. Nope. Yeah. That's why I don't like... That's why I've been reconsidering the Executor. Yep, it's a loss officially now. Let's see if he needed 2 shots up against this Iden Verso team, though. No. We did not catch him there. And he might be done. This is a guy who plays just enough. At least he's going up against the Dash team. Alright, we're gonna, for fun, throw in something Akbar related, and then we're gonna call it. I do feel like with the Omicron, this could function as a cleanup team. Not really the case here. Yeah. Yeah. There's just not enough damage left on my roster to handle Relic, JKL, and JML. And as soon as that efflux goes, yeah. All right, that's it. 2 in 1 week. I was hoping for a 3-0 week, but it's just wasn't in the cards. He takes down my dash. If only he didn't set down 3 GLs. All right, let's call it there. Thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone. And as always, be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.